Hi guys, Sophia here, and today we'll be making the mochi cake together, so let's get started. To start us off, we'll be using the mochiko rice flour, and we need exactly 1 pound, so we'll be using the whole packet for this recipe. Oof. I'm just switching to a bigger bowl so it's easier to mix it in the other stuff later. So first we'll mix all of the dry ingredients. So the flour is now in, and the next up is baking powder. What I'm doing is just taking 1 teaspoon, about this much. Next we're gonna mix our sugar. We need about 2 cups of it, so this one. Next up we need to add just a bit of salt, this much, half a teaspoon, maybe a bit more. Now that we're done with all of our dry ingredients, we're just gonna mix it up. I forgot a bigger spoon, so I'll just do it with a teaspoon. You can whisk it with a whisker or a spoon or a fork, doesn't matter, because we're still gonna whisk it in later with other wet ingredients, so this is just like a primary step. Now we set this aside and we take another bowl. This one can be smaller because we have less of products to mix. And I also forgot to show you beforehand, we also need some eggs, specifically 4. So I'm just gonna quickly break them in here. Perfect. Next, we're gonna use a full can of coconut milk. I'm gonna use a spoon because at first it's really dense. You could also mix it up in the can beforehand, but I just dump it in. 1.5 cups of regular milk. Oof, it's getting full. And then the last ingredient is half a cup of melted butter. Clearly I made a miscalculation in terms of size, but anyways, yeah, just whisk it around, mix it up well, and that should be good, just about like this. And now we mix the powder with the wet ingredients by pouring the wet ingredients into the dry ones and whisking it. Yeah, so I'm just pouring it in. Mix it up slowly at the same time to try. And then you just mix it until it's smooth. Also add vanilla extract right about now. It's about 2 teaspoons for this, so I'll just go like this. There you go. So I mixed it up and it should be about this consistency, very, very smooth and watery, I would say. So next up is we need to dump it all into our pan, which we'll be putting into our oven at 350 Fahrenheit for about 60 to 70 minutes. Here I have our tray. I'll be using the thin one and long one just because that's how we prefer it, but you can use any shape, form as you wish. And then I layered a thin amount of butter for it, and now we'll be pouring it all out. And now we're gonna add the coconut, and all you do is take the coconut and just put it on top. But this is about as much as I put on top of it, and now it's ready to go into the oven. Be careful when you bring it in. Don't forget that it needs to cook for 60 to 70 minutes until golden. And then I'm also gonna make the chocolate ones for my boyfriend who loves everything cocoa and chocolate. So I'm just gonna add it in.
So my mic was off, but I just wanted to say that as a person who buy mochi all the time, this was one of the best ones. Instead of buying it at a store, just make it, or your girlfriend to make it, because it is amazing.
Thank you for watching. Let me know if you make it and how it turns out, and subscribe, like this video, and see you in the next one. Bye now.